Okay. Welcome to 2-3 Station, man. Where we keep the topics hot. We keep something to put on your mind, give you something to think about, man. So today's story is about this gentleman, convicted rapist in Louisiana, sentenced to physical castration in addition to 50 years prison sentence. We're gonna listen to this news clip and we're gonna talk about it, man.
Castrated. And joining us tonight on the Factor Uncensored, we have Livingston Parish Assistant District Attorney Brad Cascio. Glad to have you here on the Factor, Mr. Cascio. Crazy situation there. A man is accused and has been convicted of raping a 14-year-old, and he was sentenced to 50 years in prison. And now part of that sentence is physical castration. Many of us have heard of chemical, but when you talk about physical, exactly what does that mean?
Yeah, thanks for having me. Of course, we're talking physical this time, as you said, unlike the chemical. I've had probably two or three, I think, over the course of my career, chemical castrations that are ordered. And what that entails in the state of Louisiana is a scheduled administration of shots throughout the remainder of the defendant's life that he has to go in, he has to report, and he has to voluntarily intake. And if he ever were to take testosterone or steroids to counteract those injections, then that would be a new charge and he would go back to prison. For the case of physical castration, we're talking about a surgeon surgically removing the defendant's testicles from his body.
Got it. So now the person in question, the man convicted, is 54-year-old Glenn Sullivan Sr. How did we get here? Give us a little backstory to tell us why this was necessary.
So Glenn Sullivan has lived in Livingston Parish, to my understanding, his whole life. And I can tell you he is what we call a long-time offender or a career defendant. He has constantly been a part in the justice system as a defendant. And this particular crime that he's committed is just so egregious and so heinous. The raping of a 14-year-old girl, which led to her being pregnant. Now this girl is raising this child. I mean, she has to live with this the rest of her life, with this child that I'm sure she's, going to love and she's going to raise. And, I really commend her. She was able to actually finish school, get her high school diploma, and she's really making something of herself. And I'm proud of her for that. And Mr. Sullivan, just being the lifelong defendant that he is, committing such a horrible act to this young girl, I think he deserves every bit of this.
And it's my understanding from court records that he also threatened to kill her and her family if she told someone that he had raped her.
That's correct. That's usually a part of this type of offense, right? These guys want to exert some type of control over their victims to protect themselves. So they will often use threats of violence or harm to either the victim or the victim's loved ones and close relatives to keep that secret and to protect themselves. It's my understanding from speaking with the victim and her family that Mr. Sullivan does have a history of physical abuse. And so not only was it a threat, but it was a real threat. It was something that he was likely to follow up with. And so that definitely instilled some fear in this victim. And like I said, I'm very proud of her because at some point she said, enough's enough. I'm tired of this. And she came forward. And for somebody at such a young age in such a dangerous position to have the courage to come forward and see this all the way through, I felt obligated to bring her as much justice and as much vindication as possible.
And how old is she now? And is she still living in Livingston Parish?
Well, I don't want to give up too much about the victim, honestly, because I don't want to do anything.
But we do know she's an adult now.
Yes.
Yes. Got it.
She is safe and she is, she's living her life.
Excellent. And when the sentence of 50 years in prison and then the castration, physical castration, is that something that you requested, something that he requested? What?
So under the Louisiana law that's currently on the books, on the conviction of certain offenses, the court can order chemical castration. But there's a subsection that says, with the defendant's written consent in lieu of chemical castration, we can order physical castration. So, in speaking with the defense lawyers, they were going back and forth with me over what type of sentence we were looking at, and the idea of a 50-year sentence came up. And I considered it, and I've said the only way I'm agreeing to 50 years is if he agrees to, instead of chemical castration, we do physical castration in this case. And so the defendant actually, after speaking with his lawyer, being advised of all of his rights, signed a written motion and order for the physical castration and agreed to it.
Now, was that a tough decision on your part, or you said, this guy's a monster, let's move forward with physical castration so he won't harm anyone else when he gets out, if he gets out?
Yeah, the odds of him getting out are next to none, but you just never know. When laws change, DOC calculates time differently. He may one day get out. And when I thought about this in this particular case, given the act that was committed and the strength of the evidence, I had no problem at all whatsoever requesting this sentence. I mean, we have a DNA test that proves the child born from this young girl is his child. So there's absolutely no doubt what occurred. You know, our burden is beyond a reasonable doubt. And in my nearly 11 years as an assistant district attorney, I have never prosecuted a case that I didn't really believe in. Because if I don't believe it, I'm not going to prosecute it. But in this case, you had no choice but to believe the man was guilty. And so given the fact of what he did and how he has turned this girl's life upside down forever, I was very quick and had no problem making that decision.
All right. Brad Cascio, who is the Assistant District Attorney in Livingston Parish, we want to thank you for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored and sharing the details of this case since it's been adjudicated already. We appreciate your time, sir. And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. We continue our coverage of a rare sentencing of a convicted rapist out of Louisiana. A judge has ordered for the suspect to be castrated physically. My next guest explains the physical aftermath for a man who would no longer have his balls. And following up on this crazy story out of Louisiana and Livingston Parish, we have Dr. Danish Ali from Archpoint Pain Institute. Dr. Ali, Glenn Sullivan Sr. Found guilty of raping a 14-year-old, getting her pregnant, and of course, threatening her and her parents' life if she told anyone. She stood up and decided to tell. He was convicted and sentenced to.
So they finna physically castrate this man. And I do agree with it. Man, you molested a 14-year-old girl. You don't deserve to have your balls, bro. That's crazy. Then you're going to threaten her to kill her if she tells somebody. You don't deserve to have your balls. They're going to cut them things off. We're going to see how you feel after that. Then you got 50 years. You got 50 years and you lose your balls. Boy, that's a hard pill to swallow, man. Like, I don't know what he going to do. That nigga might as well just curl up like them dogs when they get their shit clipped. And then later, you can't do shit.
To 50 years in prison, and of course, physical castration. Now, the assistant DA, Brad Cascio, told us what chemical castration is. What in the hell is physical castration?
Yeah, Isaiah, crazy story out of Louisiana here. So physical castration is when they physically and medically cut your testicles and close off and remove your testicles, and which are responsible for producing testosterone. As we know, testosterone is a steroid hormone that is in high amounts in men, and it helps with erections, and also it also helps with maintaining a sex drive. And so when you have that removed, and the idea is that you are not producing this testosterone that would be responsible for that erection and also for that sex drive that we see in men with as a responsibility, or predominantly due to testosterone.
And it would essentially keep a rapist, a monster, at bay. when it comes to
That's the idea. That is correct, Isaiah. And what's interesting is my understanding is that there are probably also other things where they cannot obtain testosterone pills, injections, the creams that folks talk about, and so you can't go to a physician and ask them, hey, I'd like to get my testosterone refilled or amount increased, and so I think that's probably another factor into it. But again, what we do know is with the low amount of testosterone, yes, as we mentioned, the erection, sex rev, but also there's the risk of heart disease and osteoporosis in folks that have a lower testosterone level as well. And we see lower testosterone levels be responsible for obesity. So, there are side effects to this, and I wonder if they're going to be challenging those and bringing those up if they plan on appealing this decision here.
Dr. Donna Charlie, I don't think they give a about this guy and gaining weight or anything after he is castrated for what he did to this young lady. I simply don't think they care. They just want him castrated. Now, when you think about someone who's a rapist and has sexual
What up, Lo?
if you get
What up,
the
real
testicles cut off, that'll help. But I would think it's also,
These folks talking about, man.
well, how do you deal with that?
Yeah.
I would assume he would have to undergo counseling or something else because a rapist,
So this dude, he raped a 14-year-old girl, got her pregnant, and threatened to kill her if she tell anybody. So they castrating this nigga, cutting nigga balls off or something. Physical castration.
Good for him. What is that?
Huh? I think Louisiana.
Oh yeah, good for him.
And he got 50 years.
Well, they should cut his whole thing off.
That's what I said too.
Yeah, cut both of them off. Fuck.
He don't need nothing, damn nothing.
Hell no, bitch. Yeah, you don't need nothing but a goddamn hole to pee out of, motherfucker.
You don't even need that. You give that nigga a bag.
A bag, I'll tell you. Sew it all the way up. Fuck.
You pee out that bag.
Yeah, cause that shit ain't the worst shit in the world, bro. You traumatizing the fuck out of little kids, man. They ain't got nothing. It's defenseless little ass girls, man.
And he got her pregnant and everything.
See? Yeah, he getting what he deserves, man.
Yeah, of course. I'm just trying to bring awareness and let people know.
Yeah, but see, the only thing I don't like about that, what color is this motherfucker, black or white?
He white.
Yeah.
He white.
Well, okay. Well, I can go with that. I'm for all of it. I just don't like it when they try to start that shit with black people. But then, like, shit be tricky a lot of times. But at the same time, like, nigga, this ain't something you're supposed to be even having yourself involved in anyway. So regardless of the trickiness about it, you still shouldn't have been doing this type of shit anyway.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
This shit wild. I mean, girl 14, so I'm gonna go back to when I was 14 and how the 14-year-old girls was acting when I was a kid. But when I was a young man growing up, and they were a little bit faster than us as boys. They were already telling dudes they were pregnant, getting money from them for abortion. Now, these are the 14-year-old girls that I know. So it's just a lot of things that goes on in those situations. I try not to be so quick to judge, but at the same time, it's like, nigga, you ain't supposed to be in that type of situation anyway. So how can I can't speak up for you. But at the same time, like, I understand though, my nigga, but shit, you put yourself in that hole because you knew when that girl, it's a lot of shit that a grown person can do and a young person can't.
Yeah.
So you can't say you were really that, you were tricked like that. You know what I'm saying? Just, I don't know, bro. My whole thing was when I got of age or got older, I used to look for girls that drove cars. Like you would have to have a car. You understand? For me to talk to you,
Yeah.
you would have to have. You had to be doing a job or something, and I had to know where you work at. Like you couldn't just work at McDonald's where kids work. You have to have a real job somewhere. Yeah, where you have to be 18.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of shit that I implemented so I wouldn't put myself in these positions. But it's a lot of shit that I know niggas look past because they just looking at ass.
Yeah.
But yeah, cut the white boy whole shit off. Fuck.
Yeah, cut this shit all the way out.
But that's the first time they doing some shit like this in America.
I think so. I think they were doing other castration.
Nigga, I wonder how long it's gonna take them to do that. Is it gonna be like death penalty shit, or is it gonna be immediate? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be immediate.
Woo! You better get ready.
Yeah.
This season, that shit is gonna change his life.
While it's physical, it's also about mental. It's about power over someone. So how do you combat that if this guy ever gets out? He's 54, serving 50 years. He could get out, but I mean, will he likely be alive? Probably not.
Yeah, I agree. It's an interesting point you bring up, Isaiah. So yes, it is also physical and in the mind as well. But the idea is with the lower amount of testosterone, your mind does not have that urge and that drive. And so that's definitely one thing. In terms of counseling, probably, yeah. I mean, there is what we call cognitive behavioral therapy or CBT that can be initiated in something like this, and probably is going to be to help reframe and process these sorts of thoughts that this rapist have.
What? You want to try to
Being a mom is hard.
That shit. That nigga say they want to reprogram and redo what? This nigga mind? You heard him say that?
Yeah, but they probably weren't talking about reprogramming his mind. They probably was talking about more like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like it's going when it happened, it kind of changed his mind.
Oh, what's talking about like the castration?
Yeah.
Oh, that shit definitely is over with. You nigga, you ain't even got one. So how you can't do nothing. This shit over with. But that nigga grown. This nigga an old man.
Yeah.
That nigga 54 years old, man. He definitely had no business doing that shit. He had no business nowhere around that little girl. Low.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay, look like you froze.
Nah, I'm looking on YouTube.
Oh yeah, man. That
You can't
nigga,
see me scrolling?
Nah, I can't see it. It just me and you on the screen.
Okay.
Yeah, that nigga, bro. I be so worried for my daughter, bro. I just be praying, man. I do not want no nigga traumatizing my child, so I'm going straight to jail.
That's why we just gotta protect the best we can.
Yeah, you got to, and you gotta. I know that they don't be wanting to put like expose them to a lot of stuff, but see, if you hide it from them, somebody else gonna expose it.
Yep. So
The world so cruel like that, man. They don't give a fuck. You gotta teach them. You gotta teach them. 'Cause if you don't, I'd rather teach her than some other motherfucker that don't care about whether, you know what I'm saying, the outcome of what she's doing. I know if I teach her, I'm teaching her the ins and outs of that shit.
yeah, for sure.
I can't sit here and think for 1 second that there won't be a time that my child won't have sex. I know she's gonna have sex one day. The only thing I can do is try to make sure she makes the right decisions when she starts. You know what I'm saying? I understand these niggas first. I don't think, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you know, make sure you say no. You know what I'm saying? See how a nigga react. You might like him and shit. Just tell him no sometimes. You know what I'm saying? That'll let you know whether you care enough about you making your decision on your own, not on his own. What he wants. Cause the nigga, you know, nigga cut her off. She don't, you know what I'm saying, give in. And you're like, well, fuck this, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. You just gotta be real careful, man. Real picky on who you deal with. You know what I'm saying? Who you call a friend, period. I know I went through. I ended up myself. Ended up in a lot of shit because of my friends, or who I thought my friends were.
It'd be like that.
Yeah.
I've heard you numerous times refer to Africans in America as so-called African Americans,
Yeah.
right? Or so-called black people. You say it all the time, but I never heard you explain. Please explain. What do you mean by so-called African Americans or so-called black people?
So-called black people. Black is the color of my hair. Black is the color of this watch band. Black is the color of the hoodie you got on. So of course we're not those colors. We are brown. We're copper. We're bronze. We're brown people. That's our pigmentation. That's the color of our melanin. So that's why I say so-called black, because black is the color of our Crayola. Black is the color of our crown. We're not the color of a crown. We're copper skinned people. The reason why I say so-called African Americans, because not all, but 98% of the so-called Africans that's in America are not African at all. We actually are indigenous to this land and we come from this land. So we have to quit acting like that all life started in Africa. No, all life stimulated everywhere. There have been black people on every inch of this planet since the beginning of this earth. You know, so we have to understand that and really do the research. And when you really do that research and you travel the world, you will see that. When you go to Asia and you go to China, the first people there that are still there now that they have ran to the mountains was Asiatic so-called Africans. The only reason why they put African to anything that's black, but that's not true. That's not true. Matter of fact, if you go to Africa, most of your African tribes don't even call that land Africa. They have another name for it. So where do we get this name from? You start saying that these names are named after conquistadors or people that go on quest and take over things. So the reason why I say so-called African Americans, I say African Americans because we identify as that as black people in America. I say so-called because me personally, I am not a African. Now, am I saying that I'm not in a relation or my DNA doesn't match Africa? Of course, we all are family. The whole world was black before white people were created. I want to keep that clear. Everything was indigenous. You have indigenous people of African lands. You have indigenous people of American lands. You have indigenous people of Asian lands. You have indigenous people of European lands. The indigenous people of European lands was called the Moors. They call it the Dark Ages. Why do they call it the Dark Ages? Because it was ran and controlled by dark people before white conquistadors came and became oppressors over that land. So everywhere on Earth, even in Australia, you have the Aborigines. So everywhere you go on Earth, there's a so-called black melanated being that originated there first. All life did not start in Africa. Many people are now starting to talk about that. There's a bunch of literature and stuff that's now widely spread at talking about these things. And America is one of the most ancient, oldest civilizations in the world. In the world, we have some of the oldest pyramids in the world. We have some of the oldest sphinx in the world. We have some of the oldest literatures and writings in the world. America is the ancient old world. And we can do a debate on this. We can talk about it. Anybody want to sit down and go through the literature? We can. I'm all game for it because I'm that confident in the research and the stuff that I did. The Grand Canyon is one of the oldest temples and civilizations of people, of ruins that have been left behind. And a lot of stuff in the Grand Canyon have been carbon dated, and it's carbon dated back to be older than certain things that are in Africa. We have an actual pyramid 20 minutes from where I stay. Is in Cahokia. It's in East St. Illinois. It's called the Cahokia Mounds, one of the most oldest pyramids in the world. The only other pyramid that I have found to be older than that is a pyramid in Mexico. But guess what? When you go to Mexico and you look at the populations around those pyramids.
Real spill.
Yeah.
Did you know any of that?
Fuck no. This is brand new to me,
That's crazy, right?
bruh. But he makes sense though.
Yeah.
I remember him. He was the last. Ain't he the like? What didn't we watch him before?
Yeah, I watch a lot of him. Oh, he was the one telling us about diabetes and stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that nigga smart as hell.
Yeah, he on his shit, man.
But then,
And I knew the Grand Canyon was something because they say you can walk from the Grand Canyon to like I think if I remember correctly, it was like Africa or something.
god damn.
Like, bro, they say you can walk and it's gonna lead you all the way on the other side. That's why you think they don't be wanting nobody to go down there.
Shit, that's why I guess that's why they call it the Grand.
And they just let you stay at the top and look down.
Yeah.
But if it's something so amazing, you're supposed to let people go down there and check it out. But they don't because
hell no, they keep your ass up top.
Yeah, because there's stuff hidden down there they don't want you to see. Just like in Alaska. There's stuff hidden over there they don't want us to see. That's why they don't let you go into certain parts of it.
Yeah, anytime they trying to keep you from somewhere, it's to keep you uninformed or something.
Yeah.
These white folks play a cold ass game. The way he's breaking this shit down, it's almost like these white folks have manipulated this shit so cold that you know how everybody say, you know, the Bible say the people that's on the bottom will be on top.
Yeah.
It sounded like we were the ones that was on top at first.
Yeah, we was.
Right. So now it flipped. Now they're on top. So now it's almost like we getting what we deserve.
Yeah, it's gonna flip again.
I can't wait, goddamn.
I don't even think we're gonna be here when it flips.
Hell nah, bro. We so damaged, bro. This shit don't make no sense. That's what I'm saying. Like, I had sent you a video of how the lady was like, that was showing the shit in the Hurricane Katrina, and how they identified the black people as looters, and then the same body of water, same incident. It's just white people, and they said they found bread and shit. Like they didn't describe them as looters. They just said that they stumbled upon that they found some items out of the store. And all this shit is, bro. While niggas is fighting over this stupid ass shit that they fighting about, niggas don't understand, bro. We've been at war with these people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all of this shit is placed so. If they could put an image on you as to where you're violent and everything you do could be considered mischievous or up to something or criminal, then that's the image they put out there for you. So that automatically put you in a different light. When people come in contact with you, they already got this vision of you of a threat.
Yeah.
Hence, police. Anytime you get pulled over by the police, they consider you a threat.
Yeah, for sure they do.
That's why, and this is a military tactic, bro. The police, they started as a slave catcher organization. This bitch grew to a militia. This shit is the biggest gang in the country.
Yeah.
You cannot beat the government. You can't. Not us. We can't beat them. Folks, if we get too heavy, they gonna start dropping bombs on us.
Yeah. And they ain't got no problem with doing that. You seen what they
no.
did up at North Carolina when they burned Black Wall Street down.
Man, hell yeah, bro. That's why. See, a lot of shit. I be looking at Farrakhan and shit sometimes, and I just be peeping what he be saying. Nigga, like, you gotta teach your kids to be militant. You gotta let them understand that they are at war. So when the police do ride up on you, you do have you are ready, because he's ready to engage.
Yeah.
He definitely want to put one in you. So you gotta treat it as such. You don't go telling that man he ain't got no business. You got right. You ain't got no rights. So you do what you're supposed to do by law. You do everything that motherfucker asks you to do so you can make it home. These niggas, Farrakhan and them don't involve themselves in them protests and shit because the government look at these motherfuckers as a military group.
Yeah, and he ain't gonna bother himself anyway because they're gonna try to find some reason to take him down.
Bruh, if they come to them, if they start trying to help us demonstrate, them folks is gonna start shooting because the his organization to them is a military organization.
Yeah, they're a threat.
Yeah, that's why they do not. If they can't come out there and help us. If they did that, we'll get slaughtered. The war will start because they not finna bag down. They don't have a history of bagging down from them folks. In all of the movies we seen from Malcolm X and all that shit, them niggas wasn't playing with them white folks.
Yeah, but do you think it's about time that we I ain't promoting it, but kind of like go to war with them motherfuckers? I mean,
Well, it's a war we'll lose.
I
It's
mean,
something that we just gotta already understand we gonna lose because we are fighting the government, bro.
yeah. I mean, but at the same time, the government can be overthrown.
Well, we know we know that in countries there have been history of governments overthrown, but not no government as powerful as this.
I think it can happen, but
It could, but how? You got way too. Okay, first of all, you got to get all these niggas on the same page. It ain't no one place we can go to overthrow this shit. It got to be multiple places that we have to go to shut down.
but when I say we do that, it's not just like the niggas. That means everybody is coming together. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it. I get that part too. But even if you do everybody, you still can't trust that outside element.
Yeah, you can't.
You cannot trust them people, man. They not for you. Never have been. I don't care how much they say they are colorblind. How the fuck is you colorblind? How? If you colorblind, that's basically saying you're not seeing what they doing to us.
Yeah, but it's gonna happen whether we want it to happen or not anyway.
Well, and I'm ready for it to happen. Whenever it happens.
Because it's getting to the point. It's getting to the point that the government is hurting too many people, not just black people. They starting to like abuse everybody, and people are starting to see it.
Yeah, but it's kind of too late, bro.
It's never too late.
It's not because there's some other shit coming that has been implemented that's against this shit, against the government too. Yeah. There's some other shit going on it's going on right under niggas' nose. It's a military coming in this bitch right under niggas' noses, and they don't even know. And the government is allowing these motherfuckers in and paying these motherfuckers way. These folks don't even understand that they allowing the motherfucking military in this bitch. It's a whole nother nigga you need to be worried about that they don't even talk about. This nigga's a trillionaire. And I've been hunting for this video. I seen the video on him a while back, and I think I thought I shared it with somebody, so I could always go back and look at it. Yeah. I cannot find this motherfucking video that I was talking about this nigga, bro. He's damn near he's on the one world shit. He's under the scope of a antichrist, sort of, kind of, because he's gonna get along with everybody. He can't nobody tell him shit. Like he playing on a different playing field. This nigga's a trillionaire. Who can tell him anything? Yeah. This nigga can fly wherever he want. He don't need a passport. He can do what the fuck he want. He don't need permission. See what I'm saying? This nigga, his military doesn't have to actually wear a uniform. Who you think paying all these migrants coming over here, they're getting paid to be over here? We can't afford that shit as America. America can't afford that shit. How many trillions of dollars we is in debt? How the fuck can we afford to pay these motherfuckers rent, food, and all this shit? How can we afford to pay that shit? We can't. That money coming from somewhere. Somebody sponsoring that shit. And America is allowing this shit because they feel like they replacing a certain class of citizens. And who's that class of citizen? Us, nigga.
Yeah.
That's why all the property taxes go up so fucking high. How the fuck can I afford it? How can your grandma or your great grandma or your mama afford to stay in this place that she had for 30 years if the motherfucking taxes go up to $20,000 a year? She got to start back working. She on a base income. You never own the shit you buy. This shit is wild, bro. You folks
No nothing, no car, no nothing.
nuts. You don't own shit. You gotta pay. If I'm buying, after these 30 years, I paid for my house. I should have to be able to be like, oh, I ain't get my money. It's mine now. Nah, it should be mine.
Oh.
I should be free and clear. But see, it's a certain kind of deed you gotta get to get by that shit, and niggas just don't know to go get that deed.
Yeah, I remember reading about it. I don't remember what it's called, but I remember reading about it.
If I keep talking about it, I'll call it out. These motherfuckers, this shit, the whole reason these motherfuckers is on Young Thugs, bro, is because this nigga bought 100 acres of land.
We start building on that motherfucker.
And now he said he would give it to Kanye.
Oh, he said he was giving it to Kanye. I thought he was building stoves and community.
No. This is Kanye's idea. He said, I got 100 acres, I'll give it to Kanye. And soon, right after he said that, here's all the bullshit. They want to try to take it from that nigga. But everything he going through, I think he gonna pull out of that shit, because really all that shit's some bullshit anyway. But the whole thing is, like, these folks do everything they can to make it hard for us. And we do everything to each other to make it harder for each other. That shit be blowing me, bro. I be like, God damn, nigga, you that fucking upset with your life that you gotta make shit harder for another nigga that ain't bothered by shit? Come on, my nigga. Niggas be going way out their way to stay away from you bitch ass niggas. But here it is, you want to try to make some shit hard for me because you can't, because that bitch at your house won't listen to you. Nigga, fuck that bitch. My bitch don't be listening to me neither. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, I just don't let that shit affect me like you let it affect you. Or whatever the fuck you going through. I don't give a fuck what it is. Whatever it is, my problem's not going to become your problem because I can. See what I'm saying? And niggas be doing that whole ass shit. That's the same bitch ass police, black police. They go harder than the white people when they're in front of the white people. They want to, you know what I'm saying? They want to put their knee in your neck a little bit harder. Like, God damn, my nigga. Yeah, all this shit, bro, this shit just, that's why I don't think we can really come together on nothing. Because this niggas be making it be like, all right, cool. Everybody, it's time to pick a side. All right, we all on our side, but then you got this whole ass nigga been acting like a bitch the whole time. He been fucking with these white people or been in these folks' favor. Now he gotta be over here with me. Bro, I don't fuck with you. Push your ass out here. You know that? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna be hard to be like, okay, I forgive you. And it's gonna be hard to even trust this nigga because you gonna already feel like, man, you was riding with them folks so tough, bro. I don't know what you want. I don't know, bro. Shit. I think it's just too much. It's too.
What is that in your background? Sound like somebody sleeping.
Yeah, niggas always say that shit, man. Like,
there's something in your background because I just muted you. It was still, I'm over here touching the mic and everything and changing volumes.
Look, ain't nobody in this motherfucker, bro.
What is that noise though?
It did me and you. It me and you in this diesel truck.
That's what probably that diesel truck there making that noise.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna watch for the video. I was like, I'm sitting listening. I'm over here touching my equipment. I'm like, man, this is my equipment. And I muted you real quick. You always went away. I say, real shit. Got somebody over there sleeping in the truck with him and shit.
Yeah, no.
Do you see Spanish people of light complexion? You see nappy-headed, dark-skinned people that speak good Spanish because them are your original Mexicans. You can't go to no geographical location on earth that it wasn't melanated beings there first. Whether I'm talking about the Dominican Republic, I'm talking about Puerto Rico, I'm talking about Cuba, South America, anywhere you go on the land, you're going to see black people there first. And then all other people come from us. And this is the truth. Science back this up, biology back this up, biochemistry back this up. So when I say so-called African American, it's not to be derogatory towards African people. Them are our brothers and sisters. We are cousins through the genealogies of DNA and bloodlines. We are all connected. But I don't come from Africa. My ancestry line don't come from Africa. I come from the Shabti tribe of Louisiana. I know the tribe I come from. I know the zone I come from. We Chickasaw Nation. I know my people. We are not African. We're not. We are indigenous to the
I keep
Americas.
telling people that, though, man.
I was talking to a gentleman one time, and he was breaking down locally over here.
Our people that don't understand this thing. Yeah. I don't look like an African. I know what an African look like when I,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I say there was already people here. Everybody that come on the slave ship, cool enough, they might have brought some over here on the slave ship. I said it was already people here. They just captured everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything looked like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I go for that. Cause see, you got a lot. That's why you got the dark color mix. I went to school with a Mexican just as black as me. This nigga ain't know no English. Well, he knew English because he was in school, but this nigga spoke fluent Spanish. Like you wouldn't think. Like he looked just like us. Like damn, that nigga like man, that nigga Spanish. He speaks Mexican. He speaks Spanish. And she was that nigga looked just like us. Like he couldn't tell the difference in the crowd. Yeah, he wasn't the only one.
His ancestry, and he was showing pictures, but the pictures he showed me didn't look like traditional indigenous people that we see. They were all basically, they weren't fully black looking,
Yeah.
but they weren't that light indigenous.
But
vibe
see,
there.
but then you got the $5 Indian too, where you got the Spanish conquistadors who came in and they made it amongst us on purpose to take over our identity in our land. So you see your typical older natives, they still got dark complexions, but you see them with straight hair and stuff. That's where integration and breeding came in at. And then after a lot of decades after that, you start seeing them have the pointy nose, the long hair. Now they building TPs. We didn't build TPs. We built huts. So if you look at what they're doing and you see where they come from a different part of the world, but they migrated to the Americas and now they got all the casinos. They getting all of these different, rewards from the government. But that all was to keep us out. The whole plot and plan is to create this mass transatlantic slave propaganda. Not saying that black people was not enslaved in America. We suffered from slavery. My great grandma was actually in slavery. She used to tell me slavery stories. But that was the European man coming over here and taking their own land from them and making them work on their own land. We was already selling and trading cotton. I want to make that clear. They came over and took over our trading of cotton and our selling of cotton and put us in slavery in our own land. We are prisoners of war. It's a difference. We are more prisoners of war than slavery. That's why, for instance, a slave, that's a product. You make money off of it. You wouldn't castrate it because you would want it to make more slaves. We were castrated. You wouldn't burn hundreds of thousands of them alive. That's your product. Why would you destroy your product and make you more money? We were prisoners of war. They came to our land. They took over our land. The strong ones of us, they broke us mentally, and then they made us work on our own land. How you think we did the shit so good? We're the best cotton pickers because we was picking cotton before they came here. You see what I'm saying? So then they made it seem like it was this big mass transatlantic slave trade where millions of us came from Africa. Where's the boats? Where's the boats at? Like everything in history have evidence of the past. They done found pyramids in the sea. They done found Atlantis. They done found things in the Bermuda Triangle. They have explored a lot of the depths of the sea. Not saying that 100% of it was been explored, but majority of the sea have been explored, where they finding all these ancient relics showing us the past. Where are these slave ships? Now, if you research and you study shipwrecks, and if you study different things that was left in the sea from here to the Caribbean islands and from here to all the other different islands, you will find relics of our people leaving from South America going to these different islands. You will see that, but you won't find anything of significant amount of evidence that's coming from so-called Africa to America. You won't find it. Why? If we went through this big transatlantic slave trade, then where are the true stories coming down from my ancestors and coming down from my family? I'm very deep into my family. I know my family bloodline, where we come from. My grandma on my mama's side was full blood. I mean, on my father, on my grandpa's side, or my paternal side, full-blooded Cherokee. She used to chew tobacco. She had long ponytails. She used to give me buffalo quarters that's worth hundreds of thousands of dollars now. And I wish I would have kept them. But she was full-blooded Cherokee. She used to be in her full Cherokee regalia talking to her. I used to sit by her left hand, and she ended up getting like throat cancer because all she did was chew tobacco, ancient traditions of Indians in America. And she told me where she was from. My grandma, my great grandma.
Save money with Snapshot ProView. Instant savings on your
See that
commercial
nigga
auto
bought that
insurance
war word up,
and
didn't
vehicle.
On my
What?
he? See, he bought that war word up, didn't
Yeah.
he? That bullshit, man. That's where we at, bro. And niggas can't, niggas just can't comprehend that shit. Cause they got some sort of freedom. You ain't free. You in line. That's what you is. You just in line.
Yeah.
My maternal side was full-blooded Choctaw, a Chaptay from Louisiana. So I did my gene. And then it's another thing. You have something called African ancestry, and guess what you got too? Indigenous native ancestry. Why is there two different blood tests? So I even think it's something going on with that, on what they're doing with these DNA tests, that's automatically bringing us back to Africa. There was a test done where this dude, it was a white man. He said that he had a suspicion about them lying with the DNA test, and he sent the saliva of his lizard to ancestral.com. Did you know his lizard came back 34% Nigerian? I'm just saying. So man, all this propaganda, man. And look, I don't care if they mad at me or not. All I'm saying is research what I'm saying. I know it sounds taboo, but what happened if the biggest conspiracy in the history of lies happened? And that is that we are indigenous from America. We come from America. We don't come from Africa. But in order for them to take the precious treasures of America, which we have oil, we have gold, we have copper, we have all of that here. They act like all this is in Africa. All this is here too. What happened if it was to drive us out, connect us back to Africa, for we want to go back home, and while we going back to so-called home, we're leaving our home and they taking over our land? I'm just saying, when you really think about it, then look, what happened if the maps is flipped? Because from my understanding of my studies, Lebanon, Illinois was called Lebanon before there was a Lebanon over there. What about Israel? Here. What about Judah, or what you'll call Utah? This is here. You start getting into these old names. There's a city out here called Morocco. These are different cities. And what about Memphis? Where's Memphis at? Memphis, Tennessee, that has one of the oldest pyramids here. It's a pyramid in Memphis right now. They didn't put glass over. That's a real pyramid. But then you have a Memphis over there in where? Egypt. What about Cairo? Cairo, Illinois. That's here in the Americas. So we have these different cities in these different states named after stuff that's in Africa. But when you do deep research and study, these was named that here before it was named that there. I'm saying we got to talk about. Then you think you got stuff like Milwaukee. That's an Indian tribe name. You know what I'm saying? Chattanooga, Tennessee. Chatter. That's an Indian name. So you start going, and then you got different sections in, because Missouri and Illinois is one of your most oldest places in the world. Where I'm from, one of your most oldest places. You got Chickasaw Street, you got Cherokee Street, And then you start seeing there's different museums around there that got all of our stuff in it, that got other people's faces on it. They have did this to the whole world, where they go around where ancient ancestral black people come from. They will change the faces to them, and then they'll take our history. So my belief, my research, my study shows that we are in the oldest parts of the world, which is ancient America. We are not from Africa. I do believe that all people of melanin descent do have some type of ancestral and DNA connection.
Hey, real spill, real spill. Look at real spill. Did you fall asleep? Because I don't hear your truck or nothing no more. Real spill.
Connection, but we are not all the same people, and we don't all keep or hold the same traditions. And I believe a lot of islanders, like such as yourself, actually come from the lower Americas, and it actually was a ship's trade there, where a lot of y'all went from the South America to the islands, but it didn't happen the other way, where we all came by millions on this big ass boat stacked on each other like sardines, came over from Africa, from a port called Yehuda, all the way over to the Americas. And I haven't found any evidence that truly suggests that. Now, can you tamper with evidence and make things look like something? Yes, that's why we all think we're from Africa when we not. And there is no coincidence that you don't only have African Americans, but you have African Australians. You have African this, African that. Why do they feel the need to keep putting that name on it? Because they're trying to make us subconsciously identify with a place that is not really our home. This is our home.
And I want you to clarify stuff for people that struggle with listening and hearing stuff, right?
Mhm.
So you believe the slave trade took place, but not to the magnitude that they say.
Exactly.
All right.
Yes.
I just want to clarify
No.
for those
So
who
I do
struggle listening.
believe I hate to call it slave trade. I would call it prisoner of war trade. I do believe that we took against our will and taking over water, not this vast amount of water, but over water, and went somewhere else to work for hire. Or to work for free, should I say. I don't think it came from Africa to the Americas. I believe it happened reverse, where we went to the Americas, to different islands and stuff like that. I do believe that. And then the reason why is because you can find evidence of that. But as I really research, I can't find no really good hard evidence of, especially of the boats and stuff, of us coming from Africa to the Americas. And look, I'm willing to have a sit down and talk. And if I find that evidence, I will change my concept a little bit. But it's too much evidence to show that we originate from the Americas.
And one thing I want to clarify: people don't listen, fight. I just want to make sure I hear what you're saying, but I want to make sure people are hearing what you're saying.
Mhm.
Please clarify that the notion that so you believe Africans, black people have an African origin, but they just been here longer. They didn't come directly from Africa. They came here at some point.
No, I'm not saying that.
All right,
I'm
clarify
saying,
what
so
you're saying.
this is what I don't believe we come from Africa at some point. I don't think that all life started in one geographical location. I believe that life originated from Earth simultaneously in different spots. Now we have to get into
I see what you're saying now. All right,
yeah,
I got you.
yeah. But I believe that all of us, or I don't think somebody was born in Africa and then migrated millions and trillions of miles and
Man developed in
yeah,
different
I
places.
think man, I
All
think man developed in different places, and I think the development of man in different places do come from the same DNA. That's why I say African brothers and sisters are my family, but we have different traditions. We even our physiological and our DNA structure is different from us in Africa. Like I did a whole seminar showing the biological difference not only between so-called African Americans and Europeans, but so-called African Americans and African people. There's different physiological structures that's different. Now, people will argue and say because the geographical location we have adapted we have adapted in certain ways to survive in our environment, and I can agree with that to a certain extent. But still, the facts are the facts. So I'm saying that we originated in the America, just like the Aboriginal Australians, the black people, so-called black people over there. They didn't come from Africa or the Americas. They originated in Australia. Same thing as the Asians, who they call Asiatic, Afro-Asiatics. I don't think that they came from Africa. It's too much stuff, evidence showing. And I could do another seminar on this. It's too much evidence showing that they originated there. I think we what they call it spontaneous or simultaneously were created in different parts of the earth for a reason. Now you have to get into hybrid and gene selection. You just go back deep into the Anunnaki. It's all the same story.
We
All the
gotta do
same
another
story that
talk
comes.
about the
Yeah,
Anunnaki fight.
but this all goes back to the same biblical story, whether it's biblically, whether we talking about the Egyptian scrolls, the Anunnaki scrolls, all these different scrolls talk about a mass creation everywhere on earth. It don't only time I see where it talks about in one part, Eastern and Eden, that's talking about the Bible. And then even when you get into that literature, I speak and read fluent Hebrew. Eden was the whole world. Eastern and Eden was over there in Mesopotamia. So, man, look, we can talk. Look, I do this for real. That's what I'm saying. So people gonna get on here. People gonna get on here and cuss me out and have crazy comments. All I'm asking is before you do that, just study the whole matter. There is some validity in what I'm saying, man. It really is.
It's very informative. Real still. You back?
Yeah. You hear me?
Yo, what you think about it?
You hear me?
I can hear you now. What you think about it?
Shit, man, I ain't hearing nothing, bro. I missed everything. Nigga called, the foreman called me, killed everything, man. You gotta go back. I don't want to sound crazy talking about it. So he make a lot of, as far as what I heard, he make a lot of valid points, man. This is shit nigga really need to put niggas up on, man. First, we gotta understand how to get there, though. I don't know how to get there, man. Why you think these folks building these bunkers and shit?
Meet Renewal by Anderson, a full-service window and door installer that offers amazing designs, customizable features.
Seeing mixed-race children among the black slave children, white women felt confused. They knew that the children of the black male and female slaves they owned had to be black. However, who were those mixed-race children that were a bit fair in complexion? That's when they came to know about the sexual relationships their white husbands had engaged in with black female slaves. Using threat and fear, their white husbands would use black women slaves as properties they could do anything with. Yet they did not know that their white wives were thinking of doing the same to punish their husbands. Because white women owned slaves, mostly of whom were black men, they thought about something nasty. So what horrific and nasty acts would white women engage in that embarrass white men to this day? Let's know about that in this video.
The Black History Archives.
Interestingly, you would find few accounts detailing white women in slavery. That's because this has been intentionally done to avoid the embarrassment that haunts white men to this day. White women actively participated in the slave economy rather than merely observing from the sidelines. They were involved in buying, selling, and owning slaves, with around 40% of slave owners being white women. The more slaves a woman owned, the more influence and authority she wielded. Therefore, often, parents passed down more slaves than land to their daughters, linking slave ownership closely with the identity of white Southern women. That's because after marriage, land would go to their husbands, but slaves were often kept by the women. Before the Civil War, American white women faced considerable restrictions on their freedoms. Denied the right to vote, they were effectively absorbed into their husband's authority upon marriage, essentially becoming their husband's property. Their mobility and freedom were severely restricted, often using abuse as a means of control. Despite enduring mistreatment and infidelity, women were expected to maintain a cheerful, obedient, and loyal demeanor. For white women, slavery offered a sense of power and autonomy. Many actively participated in the slave trade, owning multiple slaves to maintain their social standing. Legal battles were fought to retain ownership of slaves, with many white women prevailing in court due to the belief that slavery equated to freedom. While historians previously downplayed the role of white women in slavery, recent research has provided a more detailed understanding. Accounts collected through initiatives like the Federal Writers Project shed light on the lived experiences of Black individuals. These narratives revealed that white girls were indoctrinated from an early age in the practices of controlling and owning enslaved people. This deeply ingrained mindset perpetuated the cycle of slavery across successive generations. In the antebellum South, many young women learned about societal norms and life from their close family members, including female relatives like cousins.
Go ahead.
I said, did you ask me a question?
Nah, I was listening.
Okay.
Friends, mothers, and grandmothers. They understood that upon acquiring property, it would typically transfer to their husbands upon marriage unless they took proactive steps to retain control. Thus, these young girls were taught the importance of safeguarding their wealth regardless of their future husband's capabilities. As white women reached maturity and became eligible to own slaves, their elevated social status granted them significant authority over these individuals. This enabled them to exert control over the lives of those they owned, sometimes resorting to verbal or physical exploitation. Southern households aimed to simulate the hierarchical structure of slave society, desiring to acquire more servants at reduced costs. Growing up during this era, white girls witnessed their parents exerting control over their Black slaves and learned to mimic their behavior. They were taught to adopt a strategic and calculated approach, fully understanding the consequences of their actions. Accounts from historical sources like "They Were Her Property" vividly depict life during that time. For example, the book recounts instances such as Lizzie Anna Burwell, a 3-year-old who demanded her father harm a Black slave and obtain new mates for her. Fathers often bestowed additional slaves upon their daughters, effectively transferring ownership to them. Here's a reminder to please support us so we can make more videos for you by subscribing to our channel and giving the video a like. We want to build a strong community and we need your support. Let's continue now. Legally, married women were not recognized as property owners due to the coverture doctrine, which merged the legal identity of married couples under the husband's authority. However, despite women's limited legal and political standing, they employed various strategies to assert control over property, including prenuptial agreements that occurred before marriages and legal instruments like deeds of trust and gifts. In Louisiana, women could establish separate marital estates if their husbands displayed imprudent financial management. In essence, the antebellum South operated under two concurrent systems: a patriarchal structure and a framework granting white women legal and financial influence. Despite the limitations imposed by coverture, Southern families found ways to bypass or ignore them, enabling women to wield power over property and consequently over their Black slaves. During the 19th century, there was a prevalent misconception regarding white women, painting them as delicate and sheltered individuals confined to the home, shielded from the harsh realities of the world outside. However, historical evidence from diverse sources denies this notion, revealing the active involvement of white women in the slave markets of that era. Despite the prevalence of slavery, women took part in buying and selling Black slaves, often arranging transactions within their local social circles from the comfort of their own homes.
If you've been in a car accident, don't call an attorney. Use this AI app instead. That's what I did, and that's how I got this $250K check in less than 30.
Due to their significant influence, white women played a crucial role.
What you said?
I could go for some of this shit he talking about.
Yeah.
Because you know, up until like recently in the 50s, like the women really got their right to vote and all that shit. They really just got their right to have a bank account and all that shit not too long ago. Like they were just as oppressed as black people down there. Like they didn't want them, like the whole housewife thing that they put out there, like through TV and shit. You look at shit like Little House on the Prairie, how the women were all like innocent and didn't know what to do. Like they didn't have any like self. Like they were always looking to be protected. Same as Leave It to Beaver, and any other white family show, structured show that you would see back in the day. It will always have like the white woman as someone who was always, you know, needed to be protected.
Yeah, and looked up to.
Yeah,
they always portray them in a good light.
Yeah, that.
When they didn't even take care of their kids, we took care of their kids.
Right. See, a lot of, and they saying that then, like a lot of the slaves was allotted to the kids because they wasn't being parented, or the kid was more entertained by the slave or whatever. Like we taught them a lot of stuff about being fucking simple. Like we taught them how to wash their ass.
Yeah, I know. They didn't know how to bathe. They, as you can see today, they still don't use washcloth. They shit in the tub and shit. It was like press it down the drain. What the hell? Good about your life, y'all nasty, man.
Nasty as hell, man. Hey, look, and you know another misconception is it's more niggas in jail than it is white people. That's a lie. When I was locked up, it was definitely the same, or if not just as many. You know what I'm saying? Or more in some cases. You ever notice that?
Yeah, it's about the same.
Yeah, because they would have their own little stronghold in their little area. You know what I'm saying? And niggas respected it. Yeah. There's a lot of shit going on back then. That a lot of shit they try to make us believe to be true that's not. It's just not. It's just a form of keeping their little propaganda shit they want us to believe. You know what I'm saying? That shit just be throwing me, man. I just can't. That's why I just don't never trust them. I just do not trust these people, man. Nuts. Because I know for a fact, you know, you trying to trick me.
Yeah, for sure.
Hold on, let me stop this shit.
No, you good, bro. This ain't talking. It ain't like we got a bunch of people in here talking anyway. Ain't nobody but me and you. I think.
Them niggas trying. They with the mess, man. You know.
That's all good, man. You know, I'm on it live. If you notice, you keep seeing my head turn. I'm looking at my phone.
Yeah.
Live, but I'm not talking. I got them muted, and I got the volume down, so I can't really hear it. But it looks like I'm talking to them. Hey,
yeah, like you and that's cool. Like we ain't saying that don't support it. We're just saying, you know, this the other thing going on.
Now, I told y'all about. I told them I'm gonna go live. I said, man, I ain't gonna really get on your live page. But then I told I'm getting my live. That's stuff I need to talk about. Messages I want to put out there anyway.
Yeah.
I love what y'all doing. I fuck with my guy. He, you know what I'm saying? He turned me on. I wouldn't even be doing this shit if it wasn't for him.
Right.
At the same time, I got the utmost respect for my guy. It's just,
no doubt.
We just doing
something different.
Give me some followers.
Yeah, we just doing something different, man. That's it.
I know my wife was over here for a minute sitting watching.
Yeah. Yeah, checking it out.
Yeah.
But you know, we gonna get. It be a lot of dudes. There ain't nothing wrong with having a lot of dudes. But sometimes you gotta have some female.
That's what I was telling you. You gotta have some females up there to give different insights, so we can talk about other stuff besides just drill or CT90. But see, Slim got back up there right now. He on that CT90 shit. Hey man, play that video. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's cool. We did that before. Now it's time to move on from there.
Yeah. See,
the video good.
I think
the same thing. It's like it's repetitive now.
Yeah, I think he's some type of comedian or something.
Who? Slim?
Yeah, I think he's a comedian or something, man. I don't know. Cause it just seems like his whole thing is to come up there joking and shit.
Yeah, he's a cool cat, you know.
Yeah, but he can be cool. He just could be a comedian too.
He just want to play all the goddamn time.
That's the whole thing. Like, nigga, they ain't really trying to play all the time. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to come across with something different sometimes. But I mean, shit, I think it's gonna get there. It's just gonna be a matter of time for that shit, all this bullshit wear off. You know what I'm saying? They gotta run this course.
Pretty soon they're gonna have to find some other stuff to talk about. You know.
Yeah, cause I mean, you gonna always have the niggas that's tuning in for the updates of what's going on with that shit. Yeah. But after a while, that shit, something else gonna happen, and they gonna move on to that shit. So you guys got to keep that in mind when you doing this type of shit. That's why I always try to be on my own little wave. Like, shit, I ain't even, like, none of my shit titles, nothing got to do with no nothing. Like, even though y'all niggas might catch me on the panel and shit up there talking my shit, but at the same time, when you come to my page, it ain't gonna be nothing to do with that shit.
I think I got one or two. That's it.
I want to break that shit down the way I feel about that shit, but I really be on some that's not even my business type of shit too. Like, shit. That's really.
It ain't Captain T business either, but everybody else shit.
Right.
It ain't Gangsta Williams business, but everybody talk about it.
Yeah, you're right.
Just like everybody else.
But being that I do have close ties with y'all niggas to the situation, I don't want to like put. I don't want to be offensive when I do it, because a lot of shit be bullshit to me. And I don't, you know what I'm saying? I just be trying to tread light with that shit, because I don't be wanting to, my opinion to come off a little bit harsh.
And they'll be all right. Because if they don't like it, they going to come at you. Shit, it's the internet. I mean.
Yeah.
You know.
But I ain't going back and forth with nobody on this shit, man.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you do it, you ain't got to respond to them. You feel me?
You're right.
Say what they want in the comments. You ain't got to respond to them. I did my little content, and that's it. Yeah. I can see it, and I can scroll past it.
You got the option. You know what I'm saying? The option is always there. Yeah. The scroll pass is always available, nigga. Don't ever think you have to be, tuned in all the way to this shit. You know what I'm saying? But see, I be trying to make sure, I want to make sure when I do it right. So I want to make sure I put the right amount of time, effort, and shit into the shit. Because I don't want to make it seem like I'm all over the place doing this shit. I want to show the whole aspect where everybody fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I ain't just going at one nigga. You know what I'm saying? It ain't on everything ain't on one nigga. Everybody played a part in this stupid ass shit that took place. So everybody needs to hold themselves to be held accountable for their part. But you know how that shit goes. Accountability is a rare thing around this motherfucker. Don't nobody want to be held accountable for their shit.
They don't. They will be though.
In shaping a distinct market for enslaved wet nurses, some felt compelled to separate Black women from their families to care for their own children. Reports suggest that white women, particularly those who had frequent childbirth, saw enslaved Black women as a solution to ease their domestic burdens. Depending on their financial status, white women had the flexibility to hire, borrow, or purchase enslaved wet nurses, allowing them the freedom to socialize while others tended to their newborns. Unfortunately, not all white women treated their enslaved individuals with compassion. Some exhibited extreme brutality, necessitating intervention from their husbands. Wealthy white women often invested in enslaved men and women to exploit them for reproduction, thereby increasing their slave population. Historical records document instances where white women would force black male slaves into sexual relations. Although the nature of these relationships varied, they typically involved coercion, manipulation, and the inherent power imbalances inherent in the master-slave dynamic. Some white women slave owners engaged in sexual relationships with their black male slaves to assert dominance and control. They used their position as slave owners to pressure or force the slaves into sexual encounters, exploiting their vulnerability and lack of autonomy. These relationships were often non-consensual and driven by the white women's desire for power and personal satisfaction. But here, something should be paid attention to. During slavery, black slaves were not considered humans, and therefore, they were not allowed to come near or touch their white masters. The contempt was too much. However, interestingly, white women would ignore this contempt because of their sexual desires. Black male slaves were not only allowed to come near but touch and engage sexually with white women, showing a whole different side. Some white women slave owners pursued sexual relationships with black male slaves to fulfill their own desires or seek companionship. While there may have been instances of genuine affection or emotional attachment, these relationships were fundamentally unequal, shaped by the racial hierarchies of the time. The nature of these relationships led to various activities depending on the circumstances. Some encounters took place secretly, concealed from public view due to the societal taboo surrounding interracial relationships. Secret rooms existed where white women would go and call black male slaves to give them the treatment. However, in other cases, these relationships were more overt, with white women openly taking black male slaves as sexual partners or even engaging in long-term romantic involvement with them. Regardless of the specifics, it's crucial to acknowledge that these relationships were deeply rooted in the exploitation and dehumanization inherent in the institution of slavery. They exemplify the broader system of oppression that allowed white slave owners to dominate the bodies and lives of black individuals, perpetuating a legacy of trauma and injustice that continues to impact society today. Sexual exploitation represented a harrowing aspect of the abuse endured by black male slaves, frequently inflicted by affluent white women. Despite the prevailing notion portraying white women as passive or innocent, instances existed where they actively coerced black male slaves into non-consensual sexual encounters, exploiting their authority and dominance. This reprehensible conduct perpetuated a vicious cycle of sexual violence and degradation, further dehumanizing the already oppressed. Harriet Jacobs' autobiography, Incidents in the Life of a Slave Girl, provides a stark example of such exploitation, detailing how daughters of plantation owners exploited vulnerable black male slaves under their control for sexual gratification. Jacobs' account underscores the predatory nature of such behavior, which cannot be construed as consensual but rather as sexual abuse. It underscores the pervasive sexual control wielded by plantation mistresses and elite white women, mirroring the actions of their male counterparts.
Recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that.
Additionally, white women employed threats of false accusations of rape to assert dominance over slaves and enforce compliance with their desires. Various factors may have motivated such sexual exploitation, ranging from boredom or sexual frustration to an unconscious attempt to compensate for their lack of agency in other aspects of their lives. Considered the property of their husbands, plantation-class women face significant constraints on their sexual autonomy compared to men. Exploiting slaves sexually may have provided them with a semblance of power and control in a society where they lacked agency. The lives of plantation mistresses were often marked by loneliness, sadness, and limited freedom. Married at a young age and left to fend for themselves on plantations while their husbands were away, they grappled with isolation and sought ways to exert control over their constrained lives. Moreover, the expectation of remaining obedient despite their husbands' infidelities with female slaves compounded their suffering. In essence, Southern women were prisoners in disguise, trapped by societal norms and patriarchal structures that relegated them to subordinate roles. Establishing sexual relationships with strong black male slaves allowed them to enjoy their lives and punish their husbands silently. After the Civil War ended, many white women sought to retain control over labor conditions by negotiating with newly liberated black individuals. One strategy they employed involved taking the children of these young African Americans as apprentices. While apprenticeship was seen as an improvement over outright slavery, it still fell short of offering genuine freedom. Former slaves often found themselves working under the same master or mistress as before, typically earning meager wages and enduring a predetermined period of service. Many apprentices ended up serving the same individuals who had previously owned them, resulting in minimal improvements to their overall quality of life. What do you think? Why white women used to do nasty things with their black male slaves? Was it to feel a sense of authority or have better sexual lives because their white husbands often lacked what black male slaves had? In the comments section right below, share your thoughts on whether similar practices with minor differences exist today. Would you like us to make more videos? If yes, please support.
That's crazy, man. But they lack. You know what they would lack?
You could keep overpaying for commercial auto coverage, or you could get insurance from Viber.
Do you find yourself confused as a Black American about your ancestors? No matter how knowledgeable.
Real feel.
Yo.
What you think about that?
But this shit, them white girls know what was going on. Shit. That's all just like them white boys knew what was going on, man.
Yeah.
The white boys knew where that cushion was at.
Yeah. I ain't dealing with you.
Shit. We got the most beautiful women on the planet.
We do. They know it too.
Yeah, man. You can't help but be it, no matter what you, bro. No, sometimes no matter what you throw over them, it doesn't matter. They still fine as hell. Like, bitch, you can go in there and get some $2 shit from Walmart. So all this expensive Louis Vuitton shit you talking about you want, that shit don't make or break nothing. That don't mean nothing. You don't like that shit if you walk out of Walmart with it. You know what I'm saying? The cost of it don't mean nothing. Niggas looking at what that shit, what's forming through that shit. And white folks know them rags, goddamn, that ass coming out them cows and shit, sheep and shit. Yeah, shit. Like, damn, that motherfucker thick. Hey, you know, look, back then, you know the white girls wasn't working with nothing.
Yeah, they looking like cardboard.
Well, where white girl wasn't working with nothing. White boy looked at that ass, goddamn, look at the goddamn turd shooter on that motherfucker. Yeah, motherfucker, turd shooter on that nigger. That nigger girl. Yeah, that's like, hey, then you know they some alcoholics. You know what I'm saying? So they be getting drunk and shit, fantasizing, trying to want to see what they like and go with their move.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That shit really some bullshit, though, because you got to take it. You know what I'm saying? Them folks been barbarians, bro. Yeah. I don't fuck with them. I don't fuck with them, bro. I'm racist as a bitch, and I don't care, bro. I don't give a fuck who knows. Because I know you don't like me. I already know. So, I don't give a fuck. And I know what you did, and I ain't excusing none of you niggas, motherfuckers, because it was a taught behavior. No, my great grandma ain't never taught me how to goddamn hate nothing. Nothing, bro. Nobody. Nothing. So I know y'all great grandmas and grandmas and shit was at the hanging. So fuck y'all.
You know, Africa played a part in that slave trade too.
I know. Everybody played a hand, whether you was crossing niggas out. You understand what I'm saying? Whether you was selling, the weak, the strong overthrew the weak, bro. And they sold off the weak. That's that shit end up being, bro. But then at the same time, okay, when you even dating back to like the biblical days, like Adam and Eve and Cain and Abel. Cain killed Abel, left the Garden of Eden, came back with a wife. I mean, where does this mysterious bitch come from? Because they're supposed to be the two first people on the planet. See what I'm saying? This is God's creation. I ain't saying nothing against God, but I'm just saying it's supposed to be His creation. You know what I'm saying? And then they have 2 kids, 2 boys. One kill the other, and they leave and come back with a wife. Where did this wife come from? I just be questioning shit. I ain't trying to, you know what I'm saying, be funny and nothing. I'm just saying, where did she come from? You know? I don't.
I think I'm gonna watch this last video. And I'm kill it real. Okay,
what time is it?
10:06. I'm gonna be on Yoda live.
Right.
I'm just gonna leave my live. Some different content on my live because I've been streaming. When I be on this live, I've been streaming this live with me on there for my panel. Hey.
Yeah. So you going live twice?
Yeah, no, I can be on it. So what it is, when I can stream it to my page. So it's going on my page. The same, whatever we talk about on here is going on my page.
Okay. So whatever we talk about here is going on your page too.
Yeah, I'm just going to ship it to my page.
Okay. So okay. So yeah, like you going live twice.
Nah, I'm not going live twice. It's just one time. I'm just joining I just be joining Yoda.
Oh, so you just going into Yoda live on your phone, but then you live on your thing. So you ain't going live twice. You just going live and able to watch his live.
Yeah, I'm watching his live right now. But I'm saying when I do sit down, when I do be in this live, I'm streaming it to my channel though.
Right. Yeah, because I when you said that shit, I be doing that shit too. I did the shit the last time I was on there. Yeah. I streamed it to my shit.
That's just to add content to my page because I ain't on my page at the time. So I'm gonna get this.
No, I ain't. I know I ain't been doing shit. I had to jack that shit.
I mean, it ain't jack. Long as you on there in there, shit, that's cool.
Right.
Like if I leave, then I'm gonna disconnect my live. I ain't just gonna go with everybody else to him.
Yeah, you got it. Once you disconnect, it's over with. We got somebody in the chat, say.
Yeah, that's my kinfolk. Yeah.
What's up, fam? No Diddy. What are they talking about? You packing that leg? Oh yeah, my nigga, yo. Yeah. He on game.
Yeah, he listening. Yeah, he don't be listening. He be fucking with me, man. I appreciate it. Shout out 2-3 Spook for fucking with the kids, man.
Shout out, big bro.
We gonna lock in on that Call of Duty in just 1 second after this last video. This ain't nothing but a 13-minute video, man. We're gonna talk about it, then we're gonna lock in. I need you to 2-3 Smoke. I need you to come up on the panel, man. One time. Come on, Kippo. Come on the panel, man. Click this link right here and join the panel, fam. He ain't gonna come. I need my haircut. Come on, click that link and come up on the panel, fam, and interact with us, man. No, you can hear me. Don't have me call you on the cell phone.
Yeah, man. We need another opinion, man.
Don't have me call you on the cell phone, man.
You ain't gotta show Eric. Show your face. You put your avatar.
Yeah, you can put the little avatar on there.
Where you are, there is still a doubt about who really were the ancestors of Black Americans living today in America. Some theories suggest that all Black Americans are descendants of African slaves brought forcibly to America during the transatlantic slave trade. Others suggest that Black Americans are a result of intermarriage between African slaves and Native Americans who inhabited the land even before European colonization. However, one theory, which is more of a fact, stays hidden. Perhaps either they don't want you to know this, or they have made this idea sound irrational. Yet, every Black American who takes pride in themselves knows what they are and who their ancestors were. Yes, they were the original people. But what does that mean? Let's find out.
The Black History Archives.
Before we start, it's essential to make clear that not all Black Americans can trace their ancestry to a single ancestor. In other words, Black Americans living in various regions across the United States can have different ancestors, which can be shocking for many. The family's oral traditions determine this.
Hello, man. We got Scoop up in this motherfucker, man. What's
Hello,
up, man?
What's the deal, family?
Yeah, cool, man. Appreciate you coming up here, man.
What's going on, bro?
What's up, Will?
Right there, man.
Real spill. What's the deal?
Nice to meet you, my brother.
Yes, sir. Likewise. Likewise.
Did we over here he got this comment blocking your face like
Yeah, I can take it down. My bad.
I do good.
Yeah, man.
I'm over here on this motherfucker GTA. Let's see. I'm back there.
I'm over there, bitch, at work like a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
13-minute video.
Yeah, nah. No.
Yeah, man.
How the hell is you on both lives?
Because I'm on the live on my phone with Yoda, and I'm streaming my own live over here.
Okay.
But I ain't talking no good. We got to talk because I'm moving now, looking at the. I ain't talking. When I get off of this one, I'm gonna be over there though. I'm gonna be playing Call of Duty. I ain't gonna be doing it. Man, what happened?
I don't know. He fell back down.
Yo, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, bet. I'm just learning how to work this shit.
Well, I've been telling you know how to work it, man.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna tap in on your live. I ain't gonna really be tapping in on Bill game too much. Ain't nothing against it, you know. I just the nigga doing some other shit over there, boy. I fuck with it though.
Yeah, man.
They stay on naughty, Nick.
About the ancestry of Black Americans. These are not just beliefs, but historic facts passed from one generation to another, preserving the ancestry record. These traditions directly connect to the past, preserving cultural heritage and nurturing a sense of identity and continuity across generations. Through storytelling, elders pass down narratives of their ancestors' experiences, including their struggles, triumphs, and traditions. These stories often delve into details about migration, survival, resistance to oppression, and achievements, providing a personalized perspective on the broader historical narrative of Black Americans. By recounting tales of their ancestors, families bridge the gap between different time periods, connecting individuals to their familial roots and ensuring that their legacies endure. This continuity promotes a deeper understanding of personal and collective identity, instilling a sense of responsibility to honor and preserve family history for future generations. While some details of oral traditions may change over time, the core narratives often remain consistent, reflecting enduring themes and values within the family lineage. Therefore, it's safe to believe the oral record various Black Americans have about their ancestors because there are more chances of them being right than the record kept by slave owners of that time. The first theory suggests that Black Americans are actually descendants of Africans. Today, the DNA and genes of the Black Americans have preserved the imprints of their ancestors, and various DNA studies reveal that a significant population of Black Americans have African roots. The publicly available DNA study reveals that about 55% of Black Americans have African roots. The historical record also proves this because millions of Africans were forcibly brought to the Americas during the transatlantic slave trade.
I'll be
While this
right back.
traumatic
Don't
experience
end the
led to
line
the
without.
severance of familial and
All right.
cultural bonds, it also created a shared history among Black communities in the Americas today. Despite being removed from their ancestral homelands, Black Americans maintain a strong connection to Africa as their place of origin. Furthermore, despite enduring the atrocities of slavery and systemic oppression, Black Americans have preserved and passed down aspects of African culture across generations. From language and music to dance, spirituality, and cuisine, these cultural elements are tangible reminders of their African heritage and linked to their ancestors' way of life.
Check this out. I'm going to show you how I afforded this car. Okay, you ready? All right, $118 for car insurance. That's how much I was paying, okay? I picked up the car a few months.
The second theory suggests that Black Americans are descendants of Native and Indigenous people. Some Black Americans believe they have indigenous ancestry, tracing their lineage back to Native American tribes. This belief often arises from family oral traditions, historical records, and genetic ancestry testing. Family oral traditions play a significant role in shaping these beliefs. Many Black families have passed down stories of Native American ancestry through generations, preserving the idea of indigenous heritage within their family narratives. Even the genetic studies prove this. Additionally, historical documentation provides further evidence to support these claims. Some Black Americans can trace their lineage through documented interactions between African slaves or freed individuals and Native American communities. These records may include marriage certificates, census data, land deeds, and other official documents indicating connections between African and indigenous peoples. The third theory suggests that Black Americans have roots in Hebrew Israelites. Some Black Americans believe they are descendants of the ancient Israelites mentioned in the Bible, known as the Hebrew Israelites, which can be true. Verses like Song of Solomon or Lamentations are descriptions of the physical appearance of the Israelites, which matches that of Black people. Additionally, historical accounts indicate Israelite migration to various parts of Africa, which they believe eventually led to the presence of Black populations in America. Furthermore, within specific Black American communities, oral traditions assert ancestral ties to the ancient Israelites. These traditions often involve narratives passed down through generations asserting descent from Hebrew or Israelite ancestry. Moreover, some individuals and groups have turned to genetic ancestry testing to bolster their claims of Hebrew Israelite lineage. These tests analyze DNA to identify genetic markers associated with specific populations, and the results are shocking. A connection between Hebrew Israelites and present-day Black Americans can be seen. What's more, cultural practices and beliefs among Black Americans
Family, what happened?
I don't know. Damn shooting folks. I hate to do that shit.
That shit crazy how we used to be slaves, and when they see us, they be scared of us. Bitch, I was whooping us. Shit.
They know they can't do that no more.
Yeah.
That's a no-go.
It's a no-go. That shit crazy. I don't know, man. I couldn't imagine living like that. No cap. I know it's still modern day. You know, that shit's still going on modern day, but and you ain't pulling a whip out on me right now.
Do you find yourself confused as a Black? These cultural elements are tangible reminders of their African heritage and linked to their ancestors' way of life, provides further evidence to support these claims. Some Black Americans can trace their lineage through documented interactions between African slaves or freed individuals and Native American communities. These records may include marriage certificates, census data, land deeds, and other official documents indicating connections between African and indigenous peoples. The third theory suggests that Black Americans have roots in Hebrew Israelites. Some Black Americans believe they are descendants of the ancient Israelites mentioned in the Bible, known as the Hebrew Israelites, which can be true. Verses like Song of Solomon or Lamentations are descriptions of the physical appearance of the Israelites, which matches that of Black people. Additionally, historical accounts indicate Israelite migration to various parts of Africa, which they believe eventually led to the presence of Black populations in America. Furthermore, within specific Black American communities, oral traditions assert ancestral ties to the ancient Israelites. These traditions often involve narratives passed down through generations asserting descent from Hebrew or Israelite ancestry. Moreover, some individuals and groups have turned to genetic ancestry testing to bolster their claims of Hebrew Israelite lineage. These tests analyze DNA to identify genetic markers associated with specific populations, and the results are shocking. A connection between Hebrew Israelites and present-day Black Americans can be seen. What's more, cultural practices and beliefs among Black American communities mirror those of Hebrew Israelites. This includes adherence to dietary laws, the observance of biblical holidays, and the integration of Hebrew language and customs into religious practices. While these cultural similarities exist, they could also be attributed to factors such as religious syncretism and cultural exchange over time. Additionally, historical migration patterns of African peoples, including the transatlantic slave trade are evidence of the dispersion of Israelite descendants across Africa and eventually to the Americas. The forced migration of Africans resulted in the presence of Hebrew Israelite descendants among Black American populations. Here's a reminder to please support us so we can make more videos for you by subscribing to our channel and giving the video a like. We want to build a strong community and we need your support. Let's continue now. The fourth theory suggests that Black Americans have actually European ancestry. Because of the enduring legacy of slavery and the history of sexual exploitation and coercion, many Black Americans hold the belief that they have European ancestry. Throughout the era of slavery in America, sexual relationships between slaveholders and enslaved individuals were unfortunately commonplace, frequently occurring under circumstances of coercion and exploitation. These relationships were heavily influenced by the unequal power dynamics inherent in the slave system, where enslaved individuals had little to no control or autonomy. Consequently, many Black Americans today speculate that they may have European ancestry stemming from these relationships. These beliefs are often passed down through family oral traditions, which may recount stories of ancestors with fairer complexions or European physical features. Historical documents and genealogical research occasionally provide evidence.
Nah, I don't know how to do that shit.
further solidifying the belief in European lineage
Make
among
your
Black
YouTube picture. You
Americans.
can make your YouTube
The
picture
fifth
pop
theory
and stuff.
suggests that Black Americans have
But
roots
I'm
in
gonna have to. Well, I need to
Latin America.
download
Many
StreamYard.
Black Americans may find their ancestry rooted in the Caribbean or Latin America due to their familial
I'm gonna
connections
make.
to
I ain't make a
Latin
profile. I'm just
diaspora,
logging
which
in. Just
dispersed across the
I'm gonna make a
Americas
profile on
during the
that bitch.
transatlantic slave
I was just
trade
trying to
and
figure it out.
subsequent
I
migrations.
did mine.
This
Yeah,
diaspora
yeah,
facilitated the blending of African
It
cultures
was
with those of
yeah,
indigenous and
make it
European populations in
Let me
various
see.
regions,
people come up.
including countries
I
such as
need to edit
Jamaica,
avatar.
Haiti, Trinidad and Tobago, and the Dominican Republic. The transatlantic slave trade forcibly transported millions of Africans to the Americas, where they were subjected to enslavement on plantations and in other labor-intensive industries. Consequently, many Black Americans can trace their lineage back to the Caribbean and Latin America, sharing a collective history of colonization, enslavement, and resistance. In the Caribbean, for instance, countries like Jamaica, Haiti, Trinidad, and Tobago, among others, served as significant destinations for enslaved Africans during the colonial era. These regions evolved into hubs of cultural exchange, where African traditions intertwined with those of indigenous peoples and European colonizers. This cultural amalgamation gave rise to distinct languages, music genres, religious practices, and culinary traditions that continue to influence the
Yeah,
identities
I'm gonna
of
figure this
individuals
out.
in the area
I'm cool
today.
right now.
Haiti, in particular, occupies a notable position in the narrative of the African diaspora as the site of the sole successful slave rebellion in history, resulting in the establishment of the first independent Black republic in 1804. This pivotal event, known as the Haitian Revolution, not only liberated enslaved Africans, but also inspired liberation movements across the Americas. Similarly, countries like Trinidad and Tobago, with their diverse populace of African, Indian, indigenous, and European descent, showcase the rich cultural mosaic that has emerged from centuries of migration and cultural exchange. For Black Americans with ancestral connections to the Caribbean and Latin America, these ties signify a connection to a broader African diasporic legacy that transcends national boundaries. Then there is a sixth theory that a few people know about. Black Americans are descendants of original Black people already living in America before Columbus and slavery. Nobody has ever thought about what the race of Native Americans was. In fact, Native American is considered a race in itself, which is wrong. In reality, Native Americans are the indigenous people who were living on the American continent before Europe colonized it. Therefore, it's possible that various races inhabited the land. However, Europeans, for their ease, considered them all Native Americans. However, the theory suggests that Black Americans are descendants of the original Black inhabitants of America before Columbus' arrival and before the onset of slavery, which is commonly known as the pre-Columbian African presence in the Americas theory. This theory challenges the conventional narrative of American history, which predominantly focuses on the arrival of Europeans and the subsequent African slave trade. Advocates of this theory argue that there is evidence suggesting African contact with the Americas long before Columbus's voyage in 1492. Various arguments support this theory. Archaeological evidence and discoveries indicate the presence of Africans in the Americas before Columbus' arrival. For instance, artifacts from the Olmec civilization in Mexico depict individuals with features typically associated with Africans. Additionally, African-inspired architecture and artifacts in ancient American civilizations are cited as potential indicators of early African interaction. What's more, genetic studies have identified genetic markers in indigenous American populations associated with African ancestry. Even various sources, including African oral traditions and writings of early European explorers, suggest contact between African and indigenous American populations. Narratives of African explorers purportedly embarking on transatlantic voyages before Columbus, such as Abu Bakr II of Maldi, are cited. Some researchers point to cultural parallels between African and indigenous American cultures, such as religious beliefs, agricultural practices, and artistic motives, as evidence of contact or influence. Linguistic studies have noted similarities between certain African and indigenous American languages, interpreted by some as evidence of cultural exchange or contact. What do you think? Who are the ancestors of Black Americans? Isn't it true that they have spread various ridiculous theories to make Black Americans doubt their ancestors and genes? In the comments section right below, let us know where you live and what you know about your ancestors. Also, in the comments section right below, let us know which subject you would like us to cover in the next video. The most liked comment would be picked. Would you like us to make more videos? If yes, please support us by subscribing to the Black History Archives and clicking the bell icon. You can check out more videos on our channel too.
Thank you.
Man, I think my brain at an overload because you know what? A lot of this shit is fucking mind blowing, but it's also like I knew it. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, I already knew, cause ain't no way in the fuck you brought all these people from, you know what I'm saying, from over there. How you do that? Yeah. And how in the fuck most of the ships didn't even make it? Because you know they say the Bermuda Triangle was like it's made it's an island. They're islands, but they're the islands that so many slaves bodies were so piled up to where it came through the water. You know what I'm saying? And it subsequently turned into the island. And this is why you have all these mysterious things happening within the Bermuda Triangle. It's what I heard. You know what I'm saying? So, in a lot of this, I know there were people here, and there was a lot of motherfuckers here. It wasn't just, you know what I'm saying, people down south. There was people all over this country before anybody came here. You know what I'm saying?
But they say when Christopher Columbus wasn't the first one to discover America, but the first time he came, he couldn't talk to nobody because they couldn't speak his language. Who is this dude? Who he is?
Hello, from Denmark.
What's going on, bro?
What's up, Denmark?
It's late over here, smoking out, you know.
Hey, I see. You got the bong and shit.
Too much beers, you know.
Yeah.
Beers.
Too many yeah, too many beers.
And booger sugar.
Booger sugar.
It's okay. We're in Denmark a long way. Don't worry about me. I have so much cake, you see. It's so much cake.
Oh yeah, you over there slamming and everything, man.
Yeah,
you're on the big screen.
Yeah, on the big screen.
Man, how are you guys doing? And where are you from?
Man, like and subscribe, man.
Yeah,
I will. Yes, yes. I'm
man.
here randomly, like seeing who's StreamYarding, open panel. I respect you guys. Just here supporting, you know.
Appreciate it.
I used to stream myself. It's a hard business, lonely, like a wolf. So you have to network, you know.
Yeah, it is lonely, man. But we just on here having fun, man.
Do what you have fun with, yeah, and tea or what you're good at, you know, what makes sense for you. But don't take anything serious, you know. But I'm only in good. Yeah.
What time is it over there in Denmark?
5:36, almost 6 in the morning.
Almost 6. Wow. You look at him.
You still at it. Still at it.
I just changed the water. There was water like everywhere here. Fucking hell.
Where the
Disgusting.
Denmark girls at, man?
I have a girlfriend.
Okay, that's good.
I go to her tomorrow. She just moved from her apartment here. I live in an apartment. It's like 2 more rooms. And it didn't work out. And she moved home with her mom, and her mom traveled to another city. So now she lives in a few hours away. But I go with the train tomorrow. Just to work all weekend. Garden work, very hard. Very good.
So you in a long distance relationship with your girl?
It is right now. We used to live together. Her mom lived like 15 minutes away. Now it's like 1 hour and 20 minutes in the train. It's okay. We figure it out, and she still loves me and miss me so much. I fucked up a lot of things, you know. But we're doing good now. I said to her I stopped to too bad, you know. Trying to work on myself, you know.
You working?
Very strong.
You working on yourself? No, I don't know which way you going. I don't know which way you going, goddamn. But you working?
Yeah, impulse.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And I do garden work for 3 days now for $500. Do garden work so much, 10 hours every day, 7.5 hours with breaks, you know, every day. I'm a blacksmith, but I quit doing blacksmith work. Just doing screwing work, cutting. I'm not like educated, but like yeah.
And at night you be smoking it up, goddamn.
I smoke all the time, bro, all the time. Hashish, you know.
Is it legal?
Hashish. No, it is absolutely. Of course it is, man. Put the seeds in the bushes everywhere, you know.
That shit don't sound like it.
You gotta make that legal. It's about up here.
Yeah.
In your mind.
An atom, it can be looked in different ways.
Yeah, definitely.
The universe is all different. I did DMT last week, and I got a breakthrough. On DMT.
What's DMT?
DMT is like very psychedelic. It's like wood or tree bark.
Okay.
You know, it's also in the brain of humans, and they say when you die, it gets like. Well, I tried that 5 times, and in the end, I did a lot, and I got a breakthrough. But my friend, a Thailand guy, he put a bad video on, like music, and I bad tripped in the start, and I was thinking I was seeing these colors forever. It's only 15 minutes. It's much better than mushrooms and shit.
Yeah, but it seems like it's forever though.
It is. You're dying.
Like
You're dying in a way. You're dying in a way. But no, it's really, really cool. Really, really cool. But
yeah, it is.
Don't do it with Thailand people. They have no understanding of a trip. They just trip out, you know. Thai people have no feelings in that way. But my friend who do DMT, he mixed it himself. He just did the mushrooms. I show you here. You see? He just make these today. Mushroom. Let's see. Yeah. These are dry.
And you take the whole thing?
No, hold on. I can also show DMT here. DMT. That's my girlfriend here.
You be high as shit then.
Yeah, he on another orbit, right?
I buy this for my girlfriend.
Oh, other shit.
Real diamonds.
That's nice.
Hey, how much are they?
And what she do? She move away from me to her mom's place again. Holy shit.
She'll come back.
I have to like, yeah. I know.
Do you
We're
want
gonna
her
find a place, of course. But I'm gonna go visit her tomorrow with the train.
Do you know other girls?
No. I don't. Oh, I'm not. I'm a playboy forever, but I don't play around, you know. I'm the shit. You're a dog shit.
Playing boy.
No, I'm
Hey, you
joking.
gotta show us around, man. You know what I'm saying? We visitors. You gotta show us.
Yeah, man.
We don't want to see that shit. That's for you.
It's the same shit over here. It's a shithole.
That boy's I'm playing boy. Man. I like that.
Go for that, man. I know it's something over there. Oh yeah, man. My man out of here.
At 5:30 in the morning, he's
You see what we're smoking? Will Steve Jobs shit, you know what I mean? Cali weed. We got the Al Capone cigarettes. Very nice. Al Capone.
Al Capone cigarettes.
Yes, Godfather.
Scarface.
No, don't walk it over here. Oh, bags. Drink a lot of beers, do a lot of shit, we eat a lot of cake. In Denmark, it's paradise.
Do you game?
You see all the wine we drink over there. So nice.
Do you play video games?
I did so much cocaine. Talk to the women in here. I like black women, big booty, pink pussy. You know.
Ah,
You got,
see, there you go. There you go.
Open panel.
You can't say some of that on here, man.
Well, I'm sorry. Like I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm a comedian.
Yeah, but you can't get my live band, man. You got to use.
I am the new guy.
That boy said he a comedian, man.
The
Hey,
new
man, you heard him,
guy.
man. but he said something about that black booty, though.
I'm from the ghetto, bro. I'm born in the ghetto.
The boy knows something about the wagon.
In this ghetto.
Yeah, he knows something about that wagon, man. He want to that wagon.
What wagon?
Oh shit, bet.
Bro, what's wag is my
you don't know what
my
wagon
talent
is?
right
a wagon, man.
Not tallywhacker. Not your tallywhacker. We said wagon.
What's that mean?
That's a big old ass.
Yeah. Talk to
So
him.
what do you like to do? What do you like to do?
I don't do drugs.
Oh, like you do sport, you do art.
I do this right here. Look,
you do podcast all day. What is this?
Podcast and video games.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Do real work. Very good.
What?
I'm not here to teach you. I haven't learned yet, but I'm just saying, bro, you need the money, you know. New tattoos.
What I need to do to get the money?
You have to work in the garden, blacksmith. I do it all, man.
So you saying you rich?
No. I use all the money on cocaine.
Nigga, tired of here, man.
I'm 23. I'm still learning.
Oh yeah, you enjoying life though. I ain't mad at you.
I haven't saved a penny.
Nigga, straight tired of here,
I never
man.
had a penny in my hand. I'm from. We have crumbs.
You ain't got no crumbs. You got all that bill over there, hash and all that.
I just give my drug dealer $500 today. Yeah.
You finna drink another bill?
No, I'm not gonna drink one more bill. This month, I promised my girlfriend no more drinking, no more smoking, and I lied so much. And tomorrow I'm gonna go visit her in her new place. I'm gonna smell like weed and I go, but I'm gonna try shower and fucking 6 in the morning.
You gotta detox.
The boy still up. He out the powder. That's why he's still
I
up.
look like
6
a
in the morning.
fucking kid to you, well, I don't have anything. Listen, I have a brain. Social media, waste your time. If you want to do something, go be a stream star. Go leech network. Do whatever. Be as famous as you want, or else you have to do what you like to do, and have fun with what you do, and have you shit show. You know, shit show, amigo. Fuck man.
Yo, y'all got mics.
Yeah, man, I'm kind of done. We all the way in Denmark, though, bro.
Yeah, we nationwide, man. Appreciate the love out there in Denmark, man.
Worldwide, man.
We getting up there.
Way in Denmark, bro.
Look at
How
it.
the fuck we get out here?
Yeah, no, that's hard. I ain't gonna lie to you.
How you find us? Look at that.
Random. Go stream us on YouTube. See where the link.
Oh, okay.
Very random. I swear to God.
You just on YouTube, huh?
I do when I'm really like fucked alone. I was with friends, but we left. Fucking idiots.
This lonely talk shit, man. Make
Here, up here, Al Pacone, Al Pacone.
It's light like a motherfucker over there.
Scarface.
When I was the other side of the world on the end.
Yeah, man. Denmark, man. Shout out Denmark, man.
Denmark is very good, but it's a shithole. Never come here. It's the same as America. It's my biggest dream, but it's my biggest nightmare.
Yeah. You been to America before?
No, it's my biggest dream, biggest nightmare. Really.
You might like it, man.
Yeah,
I would love it. I would love to live there forever, but people have guns.
They don't got guns over there?
No.
You're playing right in.
What is it?
It's Kai Andrea.
Man, you got all kind of
where I put weed.
Oh.
You still slam on back.
It's not that important. What's important is loving. No, I'm really finding that out right now. Like being with your family and enjoying that. Bro, get out there, man. All of you. Enjoy your life, you know? It's summer.
Man, I'm trying to enjoy it with some of them Denmark girls,
I
man.
thought you said you wasn't gonna drink no more.
Danish girls all the same. The same in America. You get tired of it when you try it
Turn me
all.
on to some of that Denmark.
Hell no, he don't know what he want to do on the title, man.
You can get to Denmark. I'll get you a good
Drinking, not
hotel.
drinking.
Definitely don't want to fuck with nothing he got going on, right?
Boy, you gonna drive that truck into a wall.
I'm trying to tell you, man.
Boy.
Leave that shit right over there where it's at. Right?
If you want to travel this summer, okay.
You want to travel?
No, if you want to travel this
So
summer.
So you said if we travel, we can come stay with you?
No, yes, of course.
You said no first. Hold on.
No. Listen. I'm just saying Denmark is shit. But if you come here, yeah, I'll open my doors for you. But this a hotel for you, no worries. I'm just saying if you want to go travel, man, like Amsterdam is dead. All of that shit. Go to one of the big party scenes. Ibiza is also dead. Like go Belgium.
Won't you
to
go
a
up
big
there?
concert.
Won't you just go up there and then pop in our lives while we live and show us what's going on?
What do you mean?
Like go up there and to Amsterdam and jump in on our live and show us what's going on.
I used to stream, but I stopped doing that.
You streaming now?
No.
What he's saying, go to Amsterdam and then go live.
The last summer, I was live there and I did so many truffles, 22 grams, that I couldn't even fuck a hookah. It was like holograms. They were so small, and they were doing the same movement. And you see English people going into a pole, getting pulled in. I have to do this, mate. You know.
So in Amsterdam, is it really prostitutes in the window you can buy?
Everywhere, bro. In the night, and you getting. It's crazy. It's like too fucking weird. I don't know. Fantasy world for people who like that. I never paid for a woman. That's crazy, bro. Like this. That's the mystery of life. How do you make a hooker come? And why do they smell so much?
You ain't never paid for no woman?
Never tried it. I paid for it, but not like a real prostitute. You know what I mean?
I got some real prostitutes. I'm gonna take my hoes to Amsterdam.
Don't do that. If you go Amsterdam, just have some fun.
I can't bring my
museums in the canals. You can go on a boat ride.
I can't put my hoes in the window.
No gas for you, my man. No cocaine. No prostitute. Your wife gonna kill you. She gonna pay the trip and you're gonna fuck the whole shit up. I tried it 3 times now.
She gonna be one of the hoes.
If you wanna go somewhere, go to Texas or something. It's very warm and it's desert. Go find a snake.
Go sit my hoes down in Texas.
Yeah.
Hey, Lo. Hey man, you this nigga, man.
Yeah.
This nigga said I need to go sit my hoes down in Texas, man.
In Texas, very good.
I'm gonna open up a brand new strip on Lakeside.
Absolutely. You pimp, stripper.
No, I ain't no.
I wanna be a man stripper, Dad.
You can't call it pimping. I'm a life coach.
Life? Yeah. Oh, come on. What coach? Life coach.
I'm life coaching.
Everybody's philosophy is retarded. You know that? That's all I wanna say. Just remember that. If you wanna be a teacher, you gotta learn yourself.
Yeah, of course. I know myself and I know you.
Good shit. I know you too, brother. God bless you.
God bless you too.
I thought you weren't drinking no more.
I tried and I'm gonna do anti-boost Friday. Anti-boost, so if I drink again, I'm gonna be very sick. I'm gonna eat the pills because I've been an alcoholic for 4 years. I'm only 33. It's retarded. Smoke weed for 10 years. I have to really start over with my life. Yeah.
But I thought you gotta go see your girl in the morning.
Yeah, tomorrow. I'm gonna take a train to her place.
Tomorrow or
new
today?
place. So, yeah, it's today. It's 6 in the morning, but I gotta sleep.
It don't look like sleep in your future no time soon, but
he ain't gonna get no sleep.
None at all. He wide open now. Right now it's 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning in Denmark.
It's and I just worked the whole weekend, did 8 in the morning waking up, but I just get back that quick because I go home, pay my dealer, and he gives me a half gram of Coke, and I buy a box of beer, and a 3 bottle of wine. I get fucking retarded.
Do you hear him way in Denmark?
Well, I'm just having fun. I'm young, but
I know, man. I'm listening to you, man. It's just funny to hear you say that.
I'm not stupid. I pay for my addiction. I don't fucking steal. I'm an honest man. I try to. But why now? Yeah, don't take anything serious. It's all fake. It's all, I'm just an actor.
It's all I act.
Hallelujah.
You're a comedian.
Absolutely. I'm a professional stuntman.
Bro, you hear this nigga, bro?
Hey, I'm clipping this shit tomorrow. Hey.
Man, what you talking about, bro? We clipping the fuck out this.
You gonna be on my channel tomorrow, man.
Hey, man.
We gonna try to get you to go viral, man.
You can
have to back anytime, man. Anytime.
No, one second. You can. I used to stream. One guy, he clipped this video. Can you just play a little bit of it? Maybe I don't know. I put it in the private chat here. You can check it out.
Put it in the private
just
chat.
Clips with me in Copenhagen. You can see what I do streaming outside. In real life. I don't do it anymore. I used to break in houses on stream. Fucking retarded. Just delete it on Streamlabs. Or not Streamlabs, Streamlabs. Day after.
You hear this motherfucker, man?
Skinny A.
What's this? Very funny. Look.
Denmark. What is that you have in your front head?
A vampire like a motherfucker.
Pimples.
What's that?
It's
What's
disgusting.
that movie where the wolves fighting against the vampires?
I know what you're talking about.
Maybe I should try a dark beer. Huh? Andy Watt. A-N-D-I. Watt. Ligesom whatever. Yeah. Andy Watt. Yeah, the one. That was one of my stream snipers. I only have women as stream snipers. They love me. I'm so handsome with, and I'm
Go on, talk to them. Talk to them.
now.
Yeah, now.
But I like black women. And a Kindle store. You speak in English.
I'm sick of him already,
In
man.
English.
Yeah.
English audience.
I'm sick of him already, dog.
What up, Andy Watt followers? What's up, bro? What up? We're here with Andy Watt. We're here in Copenhagen. Yeah. We're in Copenhagen. Wonderful Copenhagen.
You don't see
Copenhagen. We're doing this. This is the crew. Hey, have you sit here and doing? Just talk. If it's okay.
Cool if you sit over there.
Yeah, okay.
But it's because we don't want to get filmed all the time.
No, I understand that. It's totally fair. You're cool one. Thanks for subscribing me or whatever.
Yo, anyone followers? Good weekend. Cheers from Copenhagen town. Bruh, pull up.
Say it again.
Bruh, pull up. Boom. Copenhagen. Cheers.
Bra, pull up Copenhagen. Bra, pull up Copenhagen. Yeah.
One love.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yes.
You got some new friends.
Yes.
What's wrong with you?
I don't think so. I
You
think
got new friends.
us. They hate us.
No, they're not.
Yes, to say we cannot even sit there or whatever. They're not. There's a new friend there. Oh, nice.
Oh, hello, girls. I am John. I'm very famous from Denmark.
What happened to your face? I don't know, dude. I'm just born fucking ugly. What can I do about it?
I want to fuck a Danish woman. I need pussy. I need really. I want Danish pussy. I not have Danish pussy in a long time. Hello.
We're live.
We're live.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep that video, man.
Yeah, you can see it later, but it's retarded, but it's not that bad. Like no innocent.
I look like that was having fun though, man.
We just go outside, get so fucked, and troll. Like not in a really bad way. We have fun traveling. People from America, they come visit me.
So is that all y'all do all day is drink?
I'm on a big network. I have a manager, but I don't do it anymore. People starting getting too close, when you're really sharing your shit out, going outside. People start doxing and get too nosy. So I said, fuck this shit, I get a real job. It's fun,
That's right.
What do you want to do with this streaming?
I'm just having fun.
What do you experience with it? Like I started 4 years ago on a platform called D-Live, Chinese platform. I made $50,000 in a half year. PewDiePie sent me $1,000. You can see on YouTube.
You got Mike, bro.
You got a YouTube page?
Denmark Andy, like you. No cap, yeah.
I'm gonna go to YouTube.
You can go check out, yeah. I'm on a network, so when I go live, people see it on the website. IP2.network.
I don't see you on here.
You click channels, 500 something subscribers.
The channel.
Denmark Andy, no cap, just one.
Andy Denmark.
Denmark Andy. Denmark.
Denmark.
I can put a link if you want.
Put the link.
Yeah. I even come up as the first when I Google me. That's pretty good. I put it in the private chat. You see. Andy Watt, Denmark Andy. That's the one it is, yeah. You see?
Yeah, I'm going to the private chat. I subscribe to your channel, man.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I don't do this anymore, but it's still a blessing to be noticed and people enjoy it.
I subscribe to it. Appreciate you subscribing and taking it back.
Keep recording the truth, man, and enjoy the now. Because all the recording I did, I'm really happy to have a little bit of things to sit back on.
So how many subscribers you got?
500, but I have many thousands on other platforms. Many.
Denmark.
I worked in China for 3 years. I was in China in 1 year. And I worked with
Denmark is close to Asia.
To what?
It's Asia. Like Asia.
It's close to Germany, Sweden, Norway. Like it's the asshole of Scandinavia. It's a real shithole.
Why you keep calling it a shithole, man?
It is, bro. Come here. It's fucking raining. It's cold. It's so small. It's so flat. It's smelling like shit. Farm all over. You don't want this shit, man. Like,
look like y'all was just having fun where you was at.
you probably have more watts in your city than me. I can hate words.
Solo.
Yeah.
What y'all talking about, man?
Well, who talking about?
You in Denmark. What y'all got?
We're not. Nah, I'm just tripping out. I'm just
chilling, man. Hey, I'm just creating content, man.
The New Testament.
The New Testament. So
I
that's
got from my grandma.
y'all
Still
have
alive.
is Christianity over there?
I wouldn't say, but like I don't believe in the folks church. You know, the thing we actually pay for, many of us, because they do secret rituals with the Freemasons. I don't support that shit, bro. That's against the church law. It should be open for everybody. So no, I'm a believer myself, and I believe in you, brother, too, and my family and love and all that. But I don't practice it or do anything with others. I pray myself.
I didn't even understand nothing.
Are you a satanic?
Are you satanic?
Oh, come on. Why you do me like that?
Yeah, I don't know. You sound
No,
like
I'm joking. I'm trying to sound retarded. No, listen. God bless you.
All right. We finna Andy, we finna get ready to get off, man. You have a
Oh,
good night.
come on, bro. Don't kick me like that, fool.
No, we ain't just
I'm the shit, you're dog shit. I'm the only content in this shit, bro.
Bro, we're not kicking you.
I'm
We
joking.
kicking everybody.
Bro, much respect. Thank you so much for letting me in. No, I'm joking.
We'll be on
Peace
tomorrow.
out. Peace
You
out.
know, join us tomorrow,
Yeah,
man.
I subscribed you already. Yeah. Peace out,
Yeah.
man. I'll be
All right,
back. I'll be
appreciate
back.
you. Yeah, good night, bro.
Peace out.
All right, man.
Good
Take
night.
it easy.
Good night.
And so long, I'm
Thank
about
you.
to hit you up.
All right, real
Y'all be careful.
All right.
Bet.
Who is this? Why they look like they're in the shower or something, bro? Showing their feet. Look, y'all can't see it backstage.
I can't see it.
I don't care to pull them up. They might pull out a dick. I'm gonna pull them up real quick, fam. I've been shooting him. We're gonna pull them back down. Look. I took him down. What up, real Phil?
What's the word?
Yeah, we did. I'm gonna log off Smoot. Yeah. 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 That was good though. That was a good little content.